yo, 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 yo.
What up, what up?
Yo, 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 yo. We back at it again, and we're not afraid of the number 10 because that's what we are, all 10s except for Abby. She's an 8.
Why are we insulting? First, that was just something.
I like
She's
how
a
you could have put anybody's name in
I
there.
literally was like, who am I going to say?
Why is it me, though? Why is it me?
It's okay, it's
is
okay.
it because I'm wearing the same shirt as last podcast and everybody
you
else
called yourself
changed?
out.
Well, we weren't going to address it, but now you said it. So.
Shannon was wearing the same shirt 2 weeks ago that she was last podcast.
You have no evidence.
Oh, shout out to Shannon. She's our sponsor this week because she makes tie-dye shirts. If you want to check out that shirt. If you need a tie-dye shirt, she's selling it for $99.
What are you doing?
That was so
What is happening? Man.
DM her on the GMs, on the Gmail.
It's the only social media I have.
And you can get a free tie-dye shirt
At
with the
ublajohn@gmail.com.
Ubla John.
That was Shannon's fake Facebook name.
Oobla.
Ubla.
What's that for? I don't remember.
It was just so, because our parents wouldn't let us have Facebook, so we had to make fake Facebooks. Me and
That-
Megan's was Megby Josnin. Shout out to Megby Josnin. It's a combination of both of our names.
Meg B. Josnin.
This
Megan
ties
and
us
Abby.
back to our last episode. Check out our last episode
Yeah.
where we talk about all the things that we're not allowed to do.
Recap. No.
Yeah, true. On today's episode, we're going to talk about dating.
No.
K-I-S-S-I-N-G.
First comes love, then comes marriage, then comes a baby,
And
and
a
a
baby
baby
carriage.
No babies here. No babies here.
Whoopsie.
You are not allowed to have touching, no touching at all, okay? No touching, no looking,
Can
no
we
winking,
also talk
no
about-
kissing,
Are you done?
No mingling.
no mingling,
Can we also
no
talk-
singling and mingling.
Can, can we?
No, don't even expose your teeth. Don't show your teeth. Don't smile at the boy. Don't wink.
Just do a little.
Take off those fake eyelashes that you're wearing because they don't make you look good.
Can we talk about how many people are getting married and also having babies?
None
It's that
of us.
Corona time.
We're making our parents proud by not getting married.
Yeah, another reason we're stay-at-home kids. Tell us.
Let's talk
We
about
have
when
many
we were young.
factors of dating because we live at home, we're South Asian, and we are
Girls, except Chris.
girls except Chris. And those are all working against us
Yes.
in this dating world. So
Being at home is a factor, as opposed to like living on your own.
Well, you don't want to invite your
Significant
yeah,
other.
let's go back
to
home
your
where your
house.
parents are, and then
You wanna meet my
grandma's
parents?
out there.
Yeah, true.
That's true. That's a whole experience.
It's like you come home, you meet in the family, dog.
Yeah.
On the
There's
first,
no-
yeah, and that's too much on a first date.
But can we talk about how South Asians, I guess Indians specifically, until you're like 21, 22, they're like, no time for boys. Nothing. Don't even look at them. And then when you're 22, they're like, when are you getting married? When
There's
is
a
this?
short window of
There's a
time.
very short window where you're just
Like
living.
4 months.
You're just living life. And then you're like, when are you getting married? We're like, you just told me no boys. Now boys?
And we have no experience going into the dating
That's
world
true.
because we can't talk to boys.
That's true. I didn't learn. Not to say that our parents don't teach us life lessons, but when it comes to like dating, there's like up to age like 20. Well, you said 22.
At
I would think it's
21.
like 20. Well, for girls it might be a little younger. For guys, it's like up to age 24. You don't talk about girls. Don't think about girls. Don't do nothing with girls.
Until
okay?
you get a job.
And
You
then,
boys
yeah,
don't listen,
you
though.
need to graduate the school,
You
and then you
bold.
need to get the degree, and then you can maybe slightly midgetly tinga the girl, tinga the girl, smidgenly.
Got you.
And then 25 to like 27, you're
Yeah.
like hounded with proposal after
And
proposal.
then 29 to 32, you're just, they lost hope.
Yeah.
You on that dating app.
And
You on
then-
that dating app? You on
That's
the get those bio datas?
You were in the Kerala Express.
Kerala
Oh yeah,
Express.
yeah. They'll put if it's really hopeless, they'll put you in that Kerala Express, which is like a
Newspaper.
mail,
section,
yeah,
'cause
newspaper.
Your life is over.
And you on that front page saying, "My
Way to
son
nobody."
needs a woman.
Yes.
Please, somebody find somebody
He's
for him."
alive. That's all you need to know.
He's alive in America. Do you
Yes,
know how many?
citizenship.
Do you guys get it too? well, you don't really go on Facebook, but do you get these random Indian dudes in your DMs? Like, hey, I want, it's just random guys. They're like, hey, I want to come to America. And I'm like, bro, what is that? Thank you for telling me.
That's when you respond back
He's
and
like,
say,
hello,
I want to come
how are
too.
you doing?
Apparently,
That's when you ask how much money he has.
apparently on Instagram, there's like this whole thing where Indian guys will DM white girls and they'll like text them poetry to try and like get them.
Bro, why don't I get any
What's the
poetry?
poetry?
Why do I just
I don't
get, I
know.
want to go to
Send it
America?
What's up with Indian guys liking white girls?
But
Indian guys
also
liking white
Indian girls like white guys.
I don't know. Besides Abby.
Besides me.
I don't know
no.
any Indian girls that like white guys.
Literally just me. Don't know anybody else.
But even Paul is not like the typical white guy.
Yeah, he's like
What
a
is-
typical white guy.
Like usually like the
She
white
said
girls that
he
Indian.
isn't.
Oh,
a
he's
typical-
not a
I said
typical
he's
white
not,
guy.
but-
Chris
you
said,
gotta
yeah,
I think
he
he
is a
kind of is a
typical white
typical.
guy.
Well, what part of the region are we talking?
No, I'm talking about like the white girls that Indian guys like, or like the.
Whoa. Dating
our
really
culture.
isn't dating in our culture.
It's not.
It's like
Courting?
talking.
No, we're not even courting.
It's like talking.
Well, there's-
you meet the family.
in the mindset of we are going to be married. You don't really get into a relationship in an Indian culture without thinking like, okay, I'll
This could be
probably
the
marry
one.
yeah,
this
there's no
person.
Well, I mean, there might be, not in our circle of culture.
So in our instance, it's like you just talk on the phone, text for like a year,
Or you email.
or you email for like a year,
That's hooking up.
and then you're like, hey, so you want to make this exclusive now, like boyfriend girlfriend, and it's been like a year and a half.
And then you have to wait another year to tell your parents.
Yeah, and then
It's like, yeah, we just met.
Yeah, I remember when I first, like, I think 6 months into like dating Paul, I told mom and dad, I was like, hey, I like a boy. he's, you know, I don't really know what's gonna come of it, but you know, I like this boy, and I've literally been dating him for like 6 months. But they were like, okay, and I was like, ah.
Indian boys, and Indian girls in college are wild because they're so sheltered when they were younger in like high school, so they just go kind of crazy in college. And so in college, they're really not looking for like, I'm gonna marry you. Like some of my friends could be in relationships that necessarily like they don't see panning out until they're older. But
I think that's
it's
a
just
guy
like,
thing in general.
it's just like in the moment they're
Yeah,
like,
I
yeah,
think that's a guy.
you kind of cute.
Yeah, that's just guys in general.
That's guys in general.
Don't
But I
matter
think
what
some of
race,
my
creed,
girlfriends-
nationality, color you are.
I think some of my
No,
girlfriends
that's-
might think that way. Does it matter? I could be in a relationship right now.
Spill the
Not
beans.
are you? I am.
On this
With
segment, we
Jesus
talk
Christ,
about.
my savior.
Jesus is my boyfriend.
Jesus is my
We've been
boy.
dating for a while now.
If I ever want to have a conversation with a white person, the one thing they always talk about is arranged marriages, and they
Yeah.
are
curry.
amazed and in curry. Yeah, and they don't understand curry is not even the right term because curry just is a bunch of spices all together, really. So it's really
They're
dumb
like,
when
yeah,
they say curry.
I had curry once.
Yeah, they think
Is
curry
that
is
it?
like one spice or something.
Is that it? That's all you got?
And there's also different meats you could add.
Yeah.
It could be like chicken curry, beef curry.
They're like, oh, it's easy to make, right? I'm like, no,
It
it's
is
really
a
not.
process. We made some today.
But so they love talking about arranged marriages because American people are just behooved
Fascinated
by
the
that
fact-
concept of arranged marriages.
Good word.
So like my parents, they got arranged marriage, and I think the story is my dad and mom talked through letters. They wrote letters, maybe
Aw.
2 or 3 letters
That's sweet.
before they
That's probably like
actually.
2 or
Sweeter.
3 though, that's kind of sad. Not
Yeah,
sad.
I think it was
scary.
like I think it was
Probably
like 2 or 3.
a letter.
Yeah, I don't know.
a
One
single letter
singular.
And,
explaining his
me.
whole life.
Hey, it's me.
Goodbye.
Yes.
See you at the altar.
There's no meeting
Yeah.
place. I'll meet you at the wedding.
Literally, yeah, me like seeing each other at the wedding
For the
because-
first time?
I believe so. It was for the first time.
Wow.
They might have saw each other once before that, but that was still within the week of the wedding. So they're not. Maybe they didn't see the first time they saw each other wasn't on the altar, but that week that they were getting married, like that was when they saw each other.
I have some Indian friends who didn't see each other until
you pulled lifted that
Yeah.
veil.
I mean, that's crazy too.
I think there's
What a
different
surprise.
levels.
You're my wife now.
Living life. What if you're like, ugh.
Put it back down.
What did I do?
Like with mom and dad, they weren't arranged at all, but they were arranged. Like their families knew each other and they knew that they were good, so they were a good match together.
Yeah, your
They
parents
don't-
had a more modern.
Yeah,
like,
it's like a
arrangement. 'Cause
modern
that's what happens,
arranged.
like,
It's
with our
kind of like a
generation.
modern arranged marriage is what my parents had because they talked for a decent amount of time. Mom wanted to finish pharmacy school, so they didn't. Dad would write Sam Uncle letters. There's a letter that Sam Uncle showed us once where it was just like, "How's Mercy doing?"
He said, "How's your little sister doing?"
How the little
gonna be
sister?
there?
Yeah, we're all going to the party.
Classic slide into the DMs.
But yeah.
But you don't do it through your brother.
Yeah, I mean it was a different time, but they like my dad always like I always say that he fell in love with my mom, but
Love.
because grandma said
What does that
grandma
mean?
said that dad keeps denying that this happened, but grandma said that they went to mom's brother's house and dad saw a picture of mom and went back to grandma and said, "I'm gonna marry that girl." But grandma is the only one that says that story because dad said that never happened. And I'm like, I don't believe you. He's secretly a romantic.
Yeah, that wasn't mom and dad's case.
Nope.
But then there's like the Indian. Did you see the Netflix show, the Indian matchmaking show?
Yeah.
That's a very modern arranged marriage.
Somebody from Dubai.
Dating
No,
apps
Mumbai.
and stuff in general. It's like the modern.
Yeah.
That
so-
matchmaker is the modern arranged marriage because she arranges two people to meet. Yes, they date.
If their
but
stars align.
If they're stars.
So like and so this is what American people have to factor in when we talk about arranged marriages because it's not just like bringing a girl or bringing a guy over and hopefully you like them or whatever. So one of them is how's the family look overall? Is this a criminal family? Is it a mafia family? Do they have a good reputation?
Them?
Yeah.
Does anyone know them?
Do they have anything bad in there? You know, that's a big thing. Reputation matters, right?
Grandma's drilled that in our head.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then you look at money, like socioeconomic status.
Oh my gosh.
Right? Do they have a good job? Is their family like rich or poor? Basically,
If they're a good human being.
hold
If
on.
they're poor, then I'm gonna be poor.
Yeah, we don't want that stress on our life, you know.
Yeah, that's definitely like as shallow as that sounds. It's a very important.
That's
part
a
of
very
marriage.
important thing.
That's like one of the biggest fights that newlywed couples have is over money. So
Yeah.
it's kind of important to.
So
to
we factor that in,
in.
right? We factor that in real quick.
Jinx.
Then the other one is culturally, like religion and stuff. That matters
I feel
big
like that
time.
should be number one.
That's the number one thing.
I'm just saying in general
that
for
that
Indian
comes with
people.
the family. Like, is the family good? Is the family love God? Is the family?
I mean, even if they're like, they don't have to
Yeah,
like
same
be.
religion.
Yeah, they just need to be similar religions.
But do you think other cultures put that at the top?
No,
Indian.
no.
Indian.
Specifically,
I know a
Indian.
lot of Sikhs want to be with Sikhs. I know a lot of Hindus want to be with
Yeah.
Hindus. So it is very like culturally based, like in
Yeah,
that regard.
makes
I think it only matters in the eastern side of the world. In the western side, I don't think anybody cares what religion
because
you
your
are.
culture is tied very
Your
heavily
family.
with your family and with your religion. So if you have the same religion as your partner, then their family will be very similar in the way that they brought you up and in their values and stuff. So it's important, I think.
Cable TV, I think it's on TLC. They have a show that's called 90 Day Fiancé. They have Married at First Sight.
Married at First Sight. That
And,
one's crazy.
Yeah, no, they just have these shows. And I
Married
remember when I first saw it, I was like, wow, this show is the Indian
Yeah.
arranged marriage.
Married at
It's
First
a
Sight
TV
is
show.
just an arranged marriage.
But everybody in, like, all the characters in those shows, they are baffled by this idea. And even people who watch the show, they're just...
How
like,
can two people that never met
Yeah.
each other get married?
and I'm like, dude, the statistics are, it happens a lot in Eastern culture.
Yeah.
At least in the
That's
South
the
Asian culture.
statistic. It happens a lot.
Good
And
statistic.
I would say, and I know there's a statistic out there, and I'm going to find the statistic and I'll put it right here. That, yeah, that more arranged marriages are more successful than typical American culture, or whatever.
Love marriage.
Yeah.
stories. What is love?
Baby, don't worry.
I just want to find love.
We know, Chris. We know. Goal.
You don't
So
know
am
that.
I, boys.
just did that.
But you cannot slide in her DMs.
No.
If you slide in their DMs, I'm a.
Flower like the camera.
You hear that? That's your face in my fist. Ugh. And you hear this?
Hold it on you. You got that, brother?
You hear this? This is your head in my armpit.
That's just making fun of
Hey,
us.
brother, you better not slide in her DMs, brother.
Brother, you better not.
And you hear this? Yeah, that's just my hands together.
They can see you. You look dumb.
Yeah, but on Spotify they can't see me. On YouTube and Facebook they can, but on Spotify they can only hear this.
You just sound dumb, bro.
They're gonna go find the video
Just to see you
do that.
Man.
This should be the new way how we clap for events.
No, that's just dumb. You look so.
Why is your shoulders and everything move with it?
It's so slow too.
Matchmaking.
So matchmaking. Okay,
Love
so
matchmaking.
those shows they were very unique. And then when Netflix put out Indian matchmaking, and we're like, dude, this is
Finally,
interesting.
Indians caught on.
Yeah, we caught on,
Yeah.
and it was a hit with the Western culture. I think a lot of Eastern culture people, like Indian, South Asians, I heard a lot of criticism that they didn't like it and stuff like that.
Why?
Because I don't know, it was.
Are you that person?
No. I thought it was
Did
cool.
you like
I liked
it?
it. I liked it.
I liked it.
I thought it was really
That was
interesting. Yeah.
It was entertaining, and it was cool to see like modern arranged marriage, like how it
Yeah,
works
that's true.
now. Like it's still arranged marriage in a way, but it's kind of like dating apps. It's
Yeah, you
except
can
it's an
actually go on a
anti.
date.
It's an
But
anti
it
instead
would
of.
have been better if there was more of a success rate on the couples. Like none of them were together.
Yeah, none of them stayed together.
So it kind of proves that matchmaking isn't always the best. Like,
I just
Or
think
maybe C
in
Mantis
that
is not
show.
the best matchmaker.
Ooh, Seamanti.
wow,
She
that's-
just
We
called
should get her on the
out.
podcast.
Shout out to Seamanti.
Sima from Mumbai.
She probably would think we're all like unmatchable.
I mean,
She's like,
she's
she
the
was-
matchmaker from Mulan.
already-
You are a dishonor to your
you are a
family.
disgrace.
Disgrace to your
what was it? What did she say about Aparna? She was like, that Aparna, she's
Very difficult.
very difficult. Very, very difficult. She will not be matched.
If she does not get her priorities.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just.
She probably said that about us.
I mean, a part of that was
What
true.
what do you think she would say about you? She's trying to matchmake you.
I mean, I wouldn't like to be matchmaked at 19. I feel like that's just like,
Young.
That
yeah,
Hannah.
that ain't right.
That Hannah is very, very peculiar.
What they'd say about me?
She's a dick dogger.
She's a Gen Z.
I don't know. I don't know what to do with her.
She has too many likes and dislikes. Her tastes are very high and very
Way
low.
too many questions.
She's a very curious person.
Courteous person.
Every time we say love, we should sing a song about love. What's love got to do with it? What's love?
But a second-hand emotion.
L is for the way
You look at me. O is for the only one I see.
B is very, very
extraordinary.
E is even more than anyone that you adore and love.
Is all that I can give
That's all I
to
know.
you. Okay.
Yeah, but I think it works. I think it's true. Our parents are married.
How
How
many
long
years?
has it been?
It's been
30?
30 years now. Mine.
We ain't supposed to keep up with the marriages.
That's
your-
their business.
Yeah, you guys is like
It's
what?
been 27.
28.
28. Because they got because Elizabeth and John got married on their 28th anniversary.
Talk about weird.
Weird.
Here's the other thing. Divorce is like a shame thing in the Indian culture. It's not that it will happen, but more people will tend to either stick it out or they'll separate for a time or whatever, or they just won't talk to their significant other and still live in the house. But they'll never do the legal documentation to go through a divorce. So maybe that's adds to the statistic. So let's say like if 50% of Eastern culture or Indian marriages last longer, I would say maybe like 10% of those are probably like
Unhappy.
unhappy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't
they like married 10 years or something, and then they're like, our just interests don't align anymore. We just lost the passion. You don't hear that in Indian culture marriages. It's like
they put up with a lot.
They
more
put up. They do because love. Oh, we said love. What is love?
Oh.
Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. I think there's an aspect of the first, let's say 10 or 15 years of marriage where it's like an attractive love, like you physically like your person. Lust. Everything is like in that. Lust with you. Yeah, and then after that, it's like there's a different style. There's a different love.
I want to know what love is.
I want you
to show me. That's it. That's all. Commitment is the real
Commitment
issue. Is key.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people in the American culture, maybe I'm generalizing a lot, but you look at an Indian culture and their marriage, percentages, we committed.
We go hard.
When you say those lines at the altar and you say, "Till death do us part."
I
do you
try
think,
to kill
you
before.
Devil's advocate. Think that they just don't want a divorce because of the societal pressure of it, like the judgment of it, more than they like actually want to commit to each other. I think it's more the idea of what other people will think if you divorce than.
And that's fine because I think American culture needs some of that. Because their marriages, 50%? It's probably more now. This stat was like years ago. 50% of marriages in America are like end in divorce.
It's like more than half.
And it has to be more now or something like that. So come on,
a little too easy.
Maybe y'all need some commitment, some societal
pressure.
pressure and all that. If it's a real marriage, it's not about your feelings per se.
Yeah, you gotta go past.
You go past your feelings. Our parents show us that when you stick a marriage out for 20 years, 30 years. There's a different level of love and commitment.
Yeah, I definitely think so.
So how do you really know what commitment and love on another scale looks like if you never stuck it out long enough to really... Like when that person annoys you, you wake up next to that person and their breath be stinking, they looking ugly and whatever. And then...
Never me.
If you don't get past, 20 years of that, how do you know, like... after year 20, you're probably like, wow, this is a different kind of love. Like,
some people like the consistency, like the stability. So, like, I don't know. But then some people aren't attracted to that. So, like, marriages. That's why, like, some people, I guess, like, younger kids or whatever don't get married because they want, like, something new and fresh and exciting. Like, they don't. Because
that's kind of the society we live in right now. That everything needs to be new and fresh and exciting, and if there's no excitement, then I'm not happy and I don't want to do it anymore. I can do something else.
Do what makes me happy.
I can just do what makes me happy. Yeah, that's very much the culture.
Yeah, it's just our opinions on things. You can take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it. You can fact check us.
All right, guys. So thanks for joining us on this episode 4 of this podcast. We talked about a little bit of dating, marriages, things like that.
Things we are all experts in.
Yeah. So we want to give you some advice on those living at home still and you're in a relationship and you want to tell your parents about it. Do it in a public setting, public restaurant, on an airplane.
With witnesses.
Because then they can't get mad publicly unless your parents don't care and they'll just beat you.
Unless they're crazy.
But most times your parents should be sane enough because reputation matters and they're not going to go crazy. You can have that conversation at the store while you're shopping. Or
do it in the mall.
Or in the mall.
And, by the way, can I get that shirt?
Yeah, I think that would be the best time to tell them. Don't tell them in your house sitting down in like a serious way. Because you'll definitely be there for either a long lecture.
Don't tell them with a pastor present.
Oh, yeah.
Unless your dad is a pastor.
Oh, God.
Butt whooping.
You're going to get a butt whooping.
You're going to get an
Thanks for joining us today. Stay safe. Stay at home. Stay in school. Stay single.
Coronavirus.